The war in Ukraine has now gone on longer than World War One, according to the New York Times. Again, the war in Ukraine has now gone on longer than World War One. So let's go ahead and get started with this article. This was updated at 9:46 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, June 11, 2026. And the article reads: The war in Ukraine has often been compared to World War One for its brutal infantry assaults and heavy casualties. Yet the idea that it could by any measure surpass a conflict so long and bloody that French soldiers hope it will be the last of the last once seemed unthinkable. That is just what happened on Thursday. The war in Ukraine, which reached 1,569 days or more than 4 years and 3 months, has now outlasted World War One. When President Vladimir Putin of Russia sent his troops into Ukraine on February 2022, he believed the country would fall within days. After Ukraine pushed the Russians back and the conflict settled into a war of adoration, uh, even many of those fighting could not imagine it would last this long. I thought maybe 2 or 3 years and then politicians will find some kind of consensus, said a Ukrainian soldier who, for security reasons, gave only his call sign, France, a nod to his time in the French Foreign Legion. But the war has raged on, and with peace talk stalled, it shows no sign of ending soon. Polls suggest that about half of Ukrainians believe it will not end before next year, which will push it closer to another threshold. The duration of World War II, which lasted 6 years, and there are many Ukrainians who would argue that the current war really began in 2014 when Russian troops seized Crimea. And this is like a little photo right here. Historians caution that drawing parallels with the two world wars has limits. The global scale of those conflicts involving many theaters and armies makes comparisons about casualties and firepower difficult. Ukraine did not exist as a country during World War One. Still, the war in Ukraine, like World War One, is likely ranked among the most consequential conflicts in modern European history, said, I pronounced this name right here, a Ukrainian historian. So it was a Ukrainian historian that just said that part. Both of the transformed European geopolitics by reshaping military alliance and driving a defense buildup not seen in decades. Military analysts also note that both conflicts reshape the nature of warfare, though the introduction of new technologies, planes and tanks a century ago, drones across the air, sea, and land today. In both cases, the advances made by war by only made by made war only more brutal for humans. Sorry about that, guys. So, in many respects, this war in Ukraine is one of the most closely resembled World War One, said Michel Goya, a former French colonel and military historian. So basically, that was about the end of the article. Regardless, guys, this is something you got to watch out for. Now, for our President Donald Trump, has said that he would have this war done within the first 24 hours. Now here we are, June 2026, still seeing Russia and Ukraine continue to bomb each other. We have our own issues to deal with, especially here in the United States, since we have the World Cup over here. Definitely could see viruses and stuff spread even more across the United States, since we have so many countries over here for the World Cup. Now here in North Carolina, we have Norway, Germany, Senegal, and Scotland here in North Carolina, who picked their home bases for different cities around the state. Now, we do also know situation in the Middle East with the United States and Iran. The Strait of Hormuz is allegedly closed again, according to Iran, since the United States wanted to strike them once again, saying they've taken too long to negotiate. Now, President Donald Trump did say, like I said in my last video, he did not want to rush into a deal with Iran, and now we struck them because they're taking too long to negotiate. We did strike them the day before for shooting down, in retaliation, for shooting down our Apache helicopter, according to the U.S. That's what they say Iran did. So it's a lot of he say, she say situation going on with this war. Israel is still bombing Lebanon, I guess for Hezbollah. They are still bombing Gaza. And we potentially could see a war break out between China and Taiwan in the near future. It is possible. We know earlier this year we went after Venezuela, captured their president, and his wife flew him to New York, pleaded not guilty. Till this day, is still in jail. It's still in jail. And you don't think our enemies is watching this? Like Russia, we attacked Venezuela. Okay, I think that's their ally, is an ally of theirs. We also attacking Iran, which is an ally of Russia. Constantly attacking his allies, and it's just gonna take. We're gonna continue to attack these other countries. Now, President Donald Trump is talking about going after Cuba. It's a possibility that can also happen. You know what happened a few years ago? It was a big fuss that a lot of a few Russian warships was sailing so close to the coast of Florida, but they saying it was going to Cuba. Probably was getting a feel on our response time and how will we react, but it's a possibility. They said it was going there, I think, for training. If I'm not mistaken, it was for training. Who knows if they actually was training down there in Cuba? Who knows if Russia did not drop off anything in Cuba to eventually, attack the United States if things get too out of hand? It just, a lot of stuff been happening and building up over the years, and it just, the United States is in a lot of stuff right now, and we're just gonna have to try to dig our way out of it. So it's a lot of stuff going on across the world right now. Gas prices is high. It's hurricane season. You have to evacuate. Gas is so high. You have to make sure you have food and snacks depending on where you're evacuating to. It's just something you're gonna have to watch out for. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be notified each and every time your boy do upload a new video. And I will see you guys in the next one if it's God's will. Stay safe out there. Stay hydrated because there's a heat wave going across the United States. Currently feel like 105 here in eastern North Carolina along the coast. And yeah, it's pretty hot. So with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one if it's God's will. Stay safe out there. It's your boy Aronde out.